Hello, in this video I'm going to explain how to use a new mode in iPrecision, the Iris mode for smartphone recording. It's only a small change in terms of the process, but it should give better results in several cases. So as you can see, we're in iPrecision 2.4.2 here. Currently we're in classic smartphone mode, so that's the modes that you select from the menu at the top here. You see Iris there and classic. We're going to be analysing a video with one eye for this demonstration. So I'll go ahead and load the video in and we can take a look at how classic mode was failing in this case. So here we have a video which I have asked for permission to use from a user who sent it to me because it wasn't working as expected. When this video was sent to me, I looked at it and thought, yep, this looks well recorded, it's well set up, and I didn't know why it wasn't working. So have a look here. You can see there's a fairly dark pupil, there's a head marker. If we adjust the settings, then I can get quite a clear kind of black, slightly blue pupil there in the middle, and a clear distinction from the iris. To make sure I know which one it is, let's give this a name, classic mode example. And then we'll use the head position marker. There's a nice sticker there, so we'll make sure we use that. Select the eye region. We can keep it nice and tight to the pupil. This is the same process that always used to be in iPrecision. Confirm that and you see it finds the pupil fine. Again, seems like it should work. Mark the head position. Worth mentioning, just by clicking on it now, you don't have to drag over it. And then we'll hit start tracking. And you see the processing here on my computer fairly quick. Once it's processed, then we'll go into the results screen, and here we can see the results are not what we would hope for, not what we would expect. You can see the red circle by the eye is just not following the pupil really at all, and the graph is a whole load of noise. So I spent some time playing with this video trying to get it to work. I still don't know why it won't follow this pupil, but I've come up with a solution which works for this video and for other similar videos. So we'll go into looking at the new Iris mode now. So as you see here, we're working with the same video as before. Going to switch over into the smartphone Iris mode at the menu at the top, and it reloads the video. Let's rename it just to keep everything nice and clear here. And we'll use the same settings as before, so a higher contrast and a lower exposure. Nice clear pupil and iris again, still using the head position marker. So we'll mark the pupil in almost exactly the same way. So nice and tight to the eye there. Again, the pupil is found automatically. This is the only change here. We're going to mark the iris, or the program is going to mark the iris itself. You'll see it tries to draw a green circle around the iris. You can usually trust this to find the iris itself. But if it doesn't line up quite as well as you'd like, you can always click on the center of the iris, or in most cases then the pupil, and drag out to draw a new circle around the area. Once you're happy with it, click on confirm, and we carry on as usual. So we'll click on the head position marker again there and click start tracking. And you might notice the tracking is a little bit slower. On my computer that doesn't make too much difference. On others you might notice the difference there. Once tracking is finished, then we look at the results, and you can see here the line is much clearer. You see the steps of the calibration phase, and the red circle is tracking the pupil here. So a much better result, a very clean result here. If we check everything seems to line up well, go to horizontal to see it more clearly and apply a bit of smoothing. You can check that the bump here is real and not a figment. Yep, that's just a blink. What you might notice is that the pupil, the iris marker, is wobbling around a bit. You don't strictly need the iris marker, it's more just to check that everything's working. So you can always disable it here in the menu if you prefer. I hope that's all clear. If you have any questions, please contact me, support@iprecision.com, or as this user did for this video, you can always upload your videos to help.iprecision.com if you need any advice. Thanks.